And it began in an autumn day, right here in the OAK, California dreaming in the Golden State, Alameda County right here by the bay.
Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. That's right. Representing super in the block, and Mr. Raiderette Roundtable is here. With our show with Nanny Pity from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas to Mexico City. Yeah, I represent that. Yeah, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Raider Nation. Raider Nation. For life. And I'm a spicy girl and the mother moon.
It began in an autumn day, right here in the OAK, California dreaming in the Golden State, Alameda County right here by the bay.
Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. That's right. Representing super in the block, and Mr. Raiderette Roundtable is here. With our show with Nanny Pity from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas to Mexico City. Yeah, I represent that. Yeah, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Raider Nation. Raider Nation. And I'm a spicy girl in the mother moon.
And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK, Alameda County right here by the bay, California dreaming in the Golden State. And you can find me in that east side, representing that east side. We rep that shit.
Oh, hey.
What's up, Raider Nation?
Welcome back to the Raiderette Roundtable. Reminder, light that torch by hitting that like button, subscribe, and become a member, and share our videos. Welcome back, Raider Nation. Let's get into this.
Well, hey, Lady T, aren't you going to say hello to me, Mother Moon?
Hi, Mother Moon. How you doing?
Hey, Spicy, how are you?
What's up? What's up? Well, you know, my cigar is going out, ladies. I can't get any reception, and my reception's really choppy, so I'm going to have to let you ladies take it away.
Okay, well, we got this. You enjoy your cigar.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll see you soon.
If you're on Facebook, jump over to YouTube so we can see those comments. And let's go. What's our drinking word of the night, Mother Moon?
Well, we thought about, you said car or cry? So we decided maybe we'll just use Derek Cry.
Yeah, Derek Cry.
So if you're there, pour yourself a drink. And what's the rule? If you don't drink, you twerk. If you don't twerk, you toke.
Toke. If you don't toke, well, just do what you do.
Oh, let's give some love out to the chat.
Yes, what's going on in this chat over here? Let's see. We got B. What's up, B? We got Lewis, Sultan. Scream should be drinking word of the night.
Can I say I haven't seen? We were just mentioning like 2 days ago. Where's Scream been? So where you been, Scream? Been missing you. Welcome back. And B, pop on. Let's get you online here.
Yes, we got a special guest tonight, y'all. We got a special guest tonight, so we got some good stuff to talk about. Let's bring up Carr and his crying. How you feeling about that, Mother Moon?
I thought at first he just had the sniffles, like, he had a little cold, but then as he started sucking on his lip, trying to hold it back, I thought, oh, he's for real. But just, okay, you got to cry, but couldn't you get that out in the locker room? Get it out in the locker room first and then bring it out. But then I saw him talking today and he still had that sniffle. So I'm thinking it was a little bit of both. I'm sure it was sincere. I know sometimes when I get a little ticked off, I might shed a tear or two, but
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm going with, I think he saw our previous show where I was saying that you guys don't have heart. So he was like, all right, Lady T, I'm going to prove you wrong. I got them heart. I'm going to bring them tears on live national television. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, but he almost, I would say almost that's like a breakdown. You don't expect your supervisor, your boss to come out and cry to you when you're making a statement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It's almost like, being a parent, you got to suck it up, and you have that hurt, but you can't put it out there.
Yeah. What's up, West Side? So I want to say it's kind of going back to 2018, right? Where Gruden tanked the season and Carr was there for it. So I feel like this is like a reminder to him of what's to come, right? I mean, the writing's on the wall. So it's like a full on, you're the top 15. You're the top. He's one of our past, I want to say Carr's one of our number one pass leadings, right? Next is Stabler, next is Gannon. But I want to say Carr sees the writing on the wall. So he knows what's coming, right? He knows that his.
So what do you think? What's coming? What is it that you think is coming?
I think we're going to get rid of him by the end of the season, right?
This season.
Oh,
okay.
I want to say 2018, we ended off that season with all donuts, right? And Baby Davis gave Gruden the go-ahead to run the show the way he needed to run it. So he tanked that season. He got rid of everybody he needed to, lost and all that stuff. So that way the following year, he can get all his draft picks and rebuild, right? And we came into this season saying this was not a rebuild season, which obviously we know it's a rebuild season, right? It's definitely a rebuild season. But, and I want to say playing against the Colts, if that wasn't in black and white, that this was a tank season, I don't know what that was, right? We lost to a greenhorn play caller who 3 years prior had been an assistant coach and never called the offense. And I want to say their quarterback got benched. So for us to come short to the Colts and a head coach.
Yeah, well, I think the head coach almost felt that the Raiders were in a slump, that he went in there with confidence thinking, man, they've been sucking. All we have to do is just keep the ball moving. That's all we got to do. They're going to miss those passes. They may start well in the beginning, but I think he kept his team confident, and that may have helped. I don't know. But as far as McDaniels, he did so horribly with the coaching before. This would be poorly played 3 seasons, strike you're out. I mean, right? So I think he will be in for the rest of the season. I think Carr's going to stay in for the rest of the season. And then next year, Carr will definitely be out next year.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. McDaniels has it in there somehow with Baby Davis. I don't know.
Yeah. I went back to some of my old coaching books from when I used to do the youth, and I was just trying to kind of understand McDaniels' thought process, right? And my question is, does McDaniels have what it takes to keep the team from losing that momentum? And I don't think he does. I think he's probably better off as an offensive coach, but head coach, I don't think he's the person for that position. I just don't think McDaniels can do it. Like, he won Super Bowl 36 and 38 as a assistant coach. He won Super Bowl 39 as a quarterback coach. He won 49 and 51 as an offensive coordinator. Never been a head coach before. And we straight up let him come in and coach our team, right? And Baby Davis, his speech, or, what did he say? We've looked long and hard to find the right person for that position.
Well, they stopped at the bridge or something. They didn't continue. Something happened. I don't know what it is. There's like a buddy system there, a bro romance. I'm not sure what it is. The only thing I could think of is Baby Davis wants his team to play not like the old Raiders. I think he wants a new type of team, and he's bringing these Brian McDaniels or Makaka, whatever everybody call him, McClown, all these great names that are out there. But I think he's trying to build his type of Raider.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think
I
that's
don't know which player said it. He says, we're just not doing it the Raider way. This is not the way. And then when I heard him say this, it kind of clicked. Did you know that the facility that where the Raiders are in Vegas, the name of their street is Raider Way? And now when he said that, we have to do it the Raider Way. I'm like, it kind of clicked. It's like they need to change that street name. Like, I don't know what, but it kind of clicked. Like it's there as they turn down the street to do it the Raider Way. The facility is huge and beautiful. I think the players are just kind of over it.
Yeah, and I think I read something where it was basically saying that it's not the coaches they're shutting down on, it's each other they're starting to shut down on, which I think I said it last show. The more L's you start to come with, it's going to start to break that brotherhood, right? And I think that's exactly what we're seeing this year. We're starting to see that brotherhood start to break up, and they're not on the same page, right? They are not going out there playing with that momentum. I mean, 39 yards. We let the receiver run and zero coverage. Like, that's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. I don't know if it's not just the one coach. It's several coaches that have to come together and make it work. I think there's 2 coaches that have just been there a year themselves. So I don't think everybody respects their coach. And Carr also said, we're going to be just fine, right? Let's work to be a better football team. Well, no kidding. Of course, every day when you go to work, you want to be better. You want to do your job better. And then he said, let's just try to win the football games. Again, duh. And, and all this trust the process. We know about Baby Davis. He says, oh, he's a good leader. It's like he must have got told to not to imply that the upper management is not doing well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. So what do we got there? What does Scream say?
Carr would be best backup quarterback to a young college drafted quarterback that is Black. I'll say it. Intelligent and athletic player for the Raiders movement forward. Rating Scream and family.
Or draft a quarterback that is Black. Okay. You have somebody?
Who do you have? Okay, Louis, who do you have in mind for that quarterback position then? Who do you want out there? And I want to say there was 3 players that were shot at University of Virginia this weekend. Rest in peace to those players. They could have been future Raiders. So I just want to give that shout out to all of them. Rest in peace to their families and friends. And it's a sad time we're in right now. He says Bryce Young. Okay. I could see that, but I think McDaniels is kind of trying to pull in people that he has like a tight knit bond with. And I think that's what he's working with right now. If he didn't recruit you, you're eventually going to be out of here, and I mean, in his conference today, I want to say he was saying that, per Carr's speech, he didn't know who he was addressing that to. Let's speak on that, Mother Moon. Who do you think he was referring to?
I think he was referring to the man he calls Josh and not the man he calls Coach.
Yeah.
Of course you can't. No one wants to call out their boss, but I think that's what it was. But I do also think he's had enough. That's why he's crying and he's mad as hell as he should be. I think come this next game, he's going to kind of do his own thing. I think the players, hopefully, they realize that the coach calls the plays, right? But sometimes you got to you got to do a little something on your own to make it better. So I hope they go in with confidence that if they have to switch it up, if Carr decides he needs to run or if he needs to throw it to somebody else or whatever it is, I hope that these men who have trained can go in there and switch it up and bring their own little confidence and their flair to the game. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well,
but I think the comment, as you asked, I'm sorry, I went all the other way. Yeah, I think it was directed to the coaches. Okay.
Well, sports can be one of the greatest teachers of life lessons and character, right?
Yes,
particularly
great.
when coaches do things the right way. And I feel like McDaniels has came in and he's like, here's my playbook. Let's see who can execute at each position, right? And we haven't executed, but he hasn't figured out what works with his team, right? You're coming in as a head coach. You're the leader. So he hasn't figured out what works with his team. How do you get all of your players on the same page? And right now, the more that we start to lose, the more people are going to start pointing fingers. And I don't think McDaniels knows how to bring those players together. And I think he knows how to lead men. Yeah. Right. Could be. I don't think he's open to that.
Now, Sultan says, if you pop that up, the players beefing with each other. Totally believe it, because they want their player, their brother, to do good, and they're like, "Why aren't you doing this? I need you to do that." I'm sure they were beefing with each other, but they wouldn't be doing that if they got good coaching. Everybody would know the role. Yeah. Right. Everybody would know the role. That's my opinion. But you're right. I'm absolutely probably had a few words for each other.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's sad because, he's saying that McDaniels is going to eventually bring our team great, but we've been struggling. So,
girl, we've been struggling for years.
Yes. That's my thing is, right? We've been struggling for years. And if we go back to 2006, we were a 2-14 team. 2-14 team. So McDaniels is focusing on right now, but he's also focusing on the future. But the thing is like, we were supposed to be that team. This was supposed to be our year. This year was supposed to be different. And now we're focusing on next year. Again, it's kind of like the same story, right? Like a broken record. And going back to the Raiders are cursed. We keep repeating history.
We're cursed. Yeah. Well, sometimes we are. So what else is going on?
Well, we got our guest backstage. Are we ready to meet her?
I don't know. Are we done with any other hot topics, notable topics?
Well, I know Raider Rosie is running a little bit behind, so maybe we can save some of those for when Rosie gets in here, and we can bring our Raiderette back.
If everybody's ready to go, let us know who we have. Let's see. First of all, remember to thumbs up, like, and
hit that torch.
If you haven't.
Yes. Oh, let's. It takes more than 1 year to build a team.
Yeah, let's read some. It does.
It definitely does take more than.
I mean, but Raiders aren't 1 year. Yes. I just think, there we go. It takes 1 year to build a team, but you have so much knowledge and so much power on the team. It's not going to be immediate, but it doesn't have to be so bad.
West Side McDummy.
Thank you.
Yes, shout out to the chat. What's up, Al's Ghost, West Side Mafia, Spicy in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna bring on our special guest, y'all. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Let's take off West Side Media before you bring our lady on.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. We are so blessed to have you. So
my pleasure entirely.
You look gorgeous. I love the
thank you.
Your old jacket.
I love your guys' background. You've got the locker room in the background. You look great.
T, will you officially introduce me?
Oh, Al, this is Mother Moon. This is one of my. Sorry, I'm a little nervous tonight, but
we're here to help each other.
Yes. So this is Mother Moon. Raider Rosie will be coming on pretty soon. So tell us, Allie, the years that you cheered for the Raiderettes.
Yes. So I was a Raiderette from 2004 to 2008. So I had 4 wonderful seasons in the silver and black.
So let me ask you, what made you to decide to become a Raiderette?
Oh, that's a great question. So I had been a dancer all of my life. And so I had done studio dancing. I had danced doing competitions and showcases. I had danced, I had done showcases all over the world, in Australia, all over the United States. And when I got done dancing in high school, I thought, once I went to college, I went to Sacramento State. And I thought, I'm done with dance. And then I got to college and I realized, no. I'm still going to have fun while in college. I'm still going to dance. So I started dancing for the Sacramento State dance team. Okay. So I spent a couple of years dancing on the Sac State dance team and spent two wonderful years with them. And then I joined a sorority and got into my major and wanted to graduate in 4 years, which I was lucky enough to do. So I did kind of have to buckle down after those first 2 years, but then I graduated college and decided I'm not done with dance yet. I want to see what else is out there. And so being in Northern California, there are a lot of dance teams that are, out there. The Sacramento Kings, the 49ers Gold Rush, and of course our lovely Raiderettes. Well, I auditioned for the Raiderettes in 2003, but I didn't make it. I made it to the finals, but I was so impressed by the way the Raiders ran their organization and ran their audition process that I thought, the next year, that's all I want. That is my goal. That's where I want to be. And the next year I auditioned, and it was funny when I was in the audition, I was sitting there, I was waiting for my number to be called, and I was so nervous that I missed my number. I had to walk up. I had to walk up to the director after the fact and ask her, "Did you call number 41?" And she looks down at her paper and she says, "Yes, I did. Go backstage with your sisters." And so it was really a special moment.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Your excuse.
Yes.
So that's a number you're never going to forget.
Yep. Number 41. Always will remember in my mind.
Let me show one of the pictures from when you were cheering. Tell us what year this was.
Oh, that was probably my final year. I think that was 2000. Oh, no, that was not my final year. I would say that was 2007. My final year, I had a short haircut, so I remember that.
This one right here?
Yeah, that's it. That's probably more of that season.
So I had somebody ask me, how did you guys stay in shape? And you, even right now, girl, you look great.
Thank you.
All your videos, you look like you're so energetic. So what do you do to continue to stay in shape?
Yeah. So while I was on the team, we had, and I don't know what their regimen is these days, but when we were on the team, we had practices 3 days a week. So we had 2 practices during the week on Tuesday, Thursday, and we had a Saturday morning practice, 7 a.m., ladies, 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Outside on the field in Oakland. It was freezing sometimes. It was yes, we moved all the time. So it was really, we just were, and not only did we have our practices, but we had to practice outside of practice to be sure we came to practice knowing our stuff. Because if you didn't know your stuff, you had to know what you were doing when you stepped out on that practice.
Like calling you out if you were off a beat or something, off a count.
Oh yeah, we would have competitions, and if you got one move wrong, you would get called out, and you'd have to do it all over again. So it was
outside of practice. Did you put in to perfect those counts?
Yeah. So, I've always been into fitness. Actually, after I was on the team, I participated in 2 fitness competitions. And so fitness has always been a big part of my life. I've always, maintained myself in the gym and through healthy eating. And that's always been really important to me.
Okay. So, that's my comadre right there. She wants to know, what was your most memorable game?
Oh my gosh, my most memorable game. It was actually probably against the Cleveland Browns. I forget what season it was, but it came down to the very final kick, and we made the kick and we won in the final seconds. And I was cheering so hard that I forgot that I was actually still on the field and my whole line had left. I was the only one little chickadee left, and I looked over and everybody's gone. I have to hightail it over. I'm running as fast as I can because everyone had left me.
You became one of the fans. You totally.
I did. I completely lost where I was in the moment because it was so exciting. It was such a great game, and we won in those final seconds, and I was just cheering so hard that I lost myself. But it was a great game. I remember it fondly, and that was probably my most memorable.
So tell us, were you growing up? Were you a Raiderette? Were you a Raider fan? Were you always a Raider fan?
Honestly, I was not. I liked football growing up, but my family was not really big into football. I kind of taught myself, actually. I taught myself the game of football and kind of taught myself to enjoy football. And when I started cheering for Sacramento State, I kind of started following a little more and following our local teams. And honestly, I had tried out for both the 49ers and the Raiders. And honestly, I tell them, if the 49ers had taken me, maybe I would be a 49er fan right now, but they didn't. And it was a blessing. And I thank the Raider organization for giving me that opportunity. And I am a fan for life. And not only am I a fan for life, but I have raised my children to be fans for life. My son, Joseph, is the biggest Raider fan that I know. And he's there he is. he is a huge Jacobs fan. I'm a fan of Mr. Darren Waller, and we cheer the team on every Sunday. Even if he's at his dad's house and I'm at my house, I will call him up on the phone several times during the game. He'll say, "Mom, stop calling me. Don't call me so much. I'm trying to watch the game."
Yeah, you don't call anyone during a game. That's
right. At halftime or before or after, but not during, Mom.
Yeah. I'll say, "Did you see Rock Yassin just tackle that guy?" And he's like, "Mom, just call me later."
That is so awesome. Okay, so let me ask you, right? You cheered from 2004 to 2008. And I know I said I was going to get into politics, but 2006, that was a rough year for the Raiders, right?
It sure was.
2014. What was the energy like for the Raiderettes?
You know, regardless of whether we are winning every game or if we're in a 2-14 situation, our spirit always has to be up, and our spirit is always with the team, and we are always 100%. Because it's about an organization. It's not just about this team and this season. We are fans of this organization and this family, and regardless of what the team is doing, the Raiders to me is more than just what happens on the field.
Yeah.
The Raiders is a nation. We are a family, and we stick together regardless of what's happening. So for me, I love this team, you know, in any state that we are in.
During that you brought up the years, but when you cheered, whether the team was doing well or not, you still had to come out with your A game.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. There was no like 2-14 for the Raiderettes.
No.
We were always on. We were always 100%.
Right.
We were always the Raiderettes, and we always had to maintain our presence, and we always had to maintain. We're the top of the league.
Yeah.
Yes.
Regardless of what the team's doing, the Raiderettes are the top of the league.
And the other fabulous Raiderettes have said the same thing. They're saying no matter what, you put that smile on, you're prepared, you leave whatever out the door.
I'm going to perform to the best of my ability because I don't know if this is my last season.
Yeah.
That's right. So, you have a job to do, and you do it. You ladies do it every game day.
So Sultan asked, did you get to meet Al Davis? Can you hear me? Sorry. Sultan asked if you got to meet Al Davis, and how was he like, or what was he like? Oh, can't hear you.
I think she dropped her microphone. She'll be back on in 1 second.
You're muted. Let me see if I can unmute you.
I think she just turned her microphone back on when something fell. So you'll be able bring it back up.
Yeah, you're muted, Ellie.
Okay. Well, she has a little. There you go.
Okay.
There you are.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, some technical difficulties. No, so I never did get the opportunity to meet Mr. Davis. However, there were some times when, you know, we would be practicing at the practice facility in Alameda, and he would be there, and he'd want to take a walk around the practice facility. And so we would, you know, halt our practice so that he could do whatever it was that he needed to be doing in that moment. And that was kind of my experience with Mr. Davis.
Okay. So you cheered the first 2 years of Jamarcus Russell joining the team. How was that? How was that? Tell us.
So I actually remember the moment when Jamarcus Russell was called up. I was actually on the side of the sideline where he was, and I remember the moment when he grabbed his helmet and put it on his head. And because you could tell from like the 50-yard line on the Raiders side, they saw that happening. And it just kind of spread like you know, like the wave.
Yeah.
You just kind of saw it spread from that 50-yard line around the stadium. People could tell he was going to go in for the first time. And there was so much anticipation, so much hope for this, because this was supposed to be the future of our franchise, right? Yeah. And I just remember that happening. There was so much excitement. I mean, I had the chills. I was excited because this is what we had all been waiting for, right? This was like our chance. This was our moment. And then, you know, obviously it didn't work out the way all of us obviously. But it was, and that is a moment that I will remember forever, regardless of what the outcome was, because I was able to, you know, be there for that. I mean, it was historic, regardless of what happened after. It was a historic moment. But my other favorite historic moment was when Mr. John Madden was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Okay. I was actually able to be on the field when he was there in Oakland accepting. And so I like to think of that moment as one of my favorite moments rather than the Jamarcus moment. But those were two very opposite and contrasting moments of my career on the field.
Definitely. So, okay. And then you were just at the reunion, right? With all of the. Can I show that? Let me show that. I'm going to show you first. Doesn't she look hot now? She looks hot. All right, let's show her with some of her sisters out there. Okay. That's
you're gonna get me to cry now because that was such a special memory.
That picture just has a lot of meaning to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just see a full sisterhood right there. And you know, sometimes pictures can say a million words, and I feel like that picture can say a million words right now. So tell us about this picture right here.
Yeah, so we actually got to perform one more time when we went back for our 60th anniversary reunion just this last August, and we were able to stay at the Mandalay Bay, which is obviously right across from the Allegiant Stadium, and so we got to practice at the practice facility. And so we all kind of gathered at the Mandalay and were bussed over to the practice facility, had an opportunity to practice our routine before we went on the Sunday. And it just was such a magical weekend. I feel so honored and lucky that I was able to be a part of that. And got to see sisters that I haven't seen in almost 20 years, but it feels like no time has passed at all. These ladies are women that have, I say that the friendships were forged in 7 a.m. practices, charity events, sitting in the back of the stadium, getting ready before games. That's where these friendships were formed, and we supported each other through so much. And now we've supported each other through our lives beyond Raiderettes, through jobs, through parenting, through marriages and relationships, and these are some of my closest friends. I actually have a birthday this month, and some of my Raiderette sisters are invited to my birthday, and
Yeah,
thank
happy
you.
Thank you. No, what season are we in? Sagittarius?
It's Sagittarius season. Yes. And so these are women that are near and dear to my heart and always will be. I mean, these are what we went through together as Raiderettes bonded us so much that we will be friends forever.
Okay, so the kids call them aunties and all that.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I love that you guys have like cheered together, and then even like after those doors closed, you guys still keep that sisterhood alive. You know, like
absolutely,
definitely
absolutely.
Important. Yeah, definitely
very important.
So tell us what are some of your other favorite memories? Some of the things that you love the most about sharing with the Raiderettes.
I mean, obviously, like I just, alluded to, my sisterhood is probably my favorite. One of my favorite moments was I was cheering on the field, and we were kind of doing some pregame routines, and my director came up and tapped me and another friend on the shoulder and said, "Can you come with me for a moment?" And we went over, and we were able to have the opportunity to meet a Make-A-Wish child. And it was his wish to just go to a Raider game. But the Raiders went above and beyond. They brought him on the field for pregame. They were able to introduce him to some players. And my Raiderette sister Janelle and I were able to greet him as well. And he turned around and he saw us, and his face lit up. And just knowing that I made a wish come true for a Make-A-Wish child, that was just one of my absolute favorite moments. And that's something that you don't even expect to happen when you audition. When you're there and you're one of hundreds of women, you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be on the field on game day. Yeah. You don't realize that you have all these other amazing opportunities. I was able to travel abroad on multiple occasions. There are women that traveled and went and did military tours. And these opportunities are not things that you think about necessarily when you're auditioning, but these amazing things that you get to do while you're on the team are just incredible and so special. And I really, those are the moments that really are going to resonate and live with me forever.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you guys were practicing for your reunion, how hard was that to get back on count? I mean, it's been a little bit, right? Since you
It has been a little bit. So what they did was they sent us the routine in advance. I mean, they sent it out. They were so well prepared. I mean, they had this down. They sent us the routine probably 2 or 3 weeks before the audition, or the anniversary even happened. So we had a chance to learn it and practice it. And we were practicing in the hotel with each other. We would have our small little groups of like 8 where we got together and we're like, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we were practicing. And then we got all together when they took us over and bussed us into the Raider facility, and so got us all on the field, and we were running along and getting all on our numbers, and we had the directors directing us just like the old days, and it all comes back to you.
That is so awesome. Your energy is so great. I would like to say I would like to have a part 2 with you, bring you back.
Oh, I would love to.
Give us some more of your energy and your stories, because your energy is
anytime. I would be happy to.
Yeah. And so, daughter, you have a daughter too. Are you gonna start training her to become a future Raiderette one day?
So it's funny, when I knew that I was going to have a daughter, that was my thought, was, oh my gosh, I'm going to have this daughter. She's going to be a dancer like me. No, she does not want to be a dancer. She is
not yet.
Funky, not yet. She is like, I want to do science experiments and ride horses, and I want to go out and dig up frogs and bugs, and I'm like, girl, if that's what you want to do, you go do that with all your heart's content.
Yeah.
Well, and then let's also bring up her son is 13 years old, and she showed me a YouTube that he put together, and he puts together a bunch of highlights of football. And for a 13-year-old, he has skills.
He is so talented. My son is extremely talented. He loves to do edits. And of course, the Raiders are his favorite subject to edit together. But he does a lot of other, sports, other teams in the NFL, other sports. He loves MLB as well. But he's very, very talented when it comes to this editing and this video editing. I really see, and he's honestly told me, he said, Mom, I think my career, my future, I want to major in sports administration. So he wants to go to a college and learn how to work in a front office, learn how to be maybe the GM of a team. One of his classmates in school, his father's the GM of a local NBA team, and so he sees that, he knows that can be in his future, and that's his goal. His eye is on the prize.
Oh, that's awesome. And I think, he has a strong mom pushing him and leading him, and, with the right guidance, so that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so hopefully with maybe a little of mom's persuasion, he can get where he wants to go.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of getting yourself out there. So, help him get out there more. I mean, I would love to have him edit some videos for me too. So,
oh, he would love to. I will definitely take that up, and we can talk about that later.
Yes, definitely. Do you have any questions for her, Mother Moon?
I was just wondering, do you have your uniform? I'm asking all the ladies, do you still have your uniform and those sexy boots?
So actually, one of the things so on my very last game, I do have my boots, but I had all of my sisters sign my boots. So I have my boots, but they are covered in signatures from all 40 of my, or 39, because I was the 40th, all 39 of my other sisters. So they're not very wearable at the moment, but yes, I do have my boots still. I have my medallions, which are kind of one of my most treasured possessions, because you do get a new medallion every year you're on the team. I do have my Raiderette ring. This was something that was instituted when when I was on the team. So if you've been on the team for 4 years or more, you get a Raiderette ring, which is kind of a veterans kind of.
Can you bring that closer?
Yeah, we would love to see that. You're the first one that showed us that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Can you see it?
Oh, that's nice. Yes. It's an R.
So it's got the Raiderette R in the shield.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so that's our 4-year reunion ring. I'm sorry, 4-year veteran ring that we get, along with every time that they've done the reunion for the 50th and the 60th, we've gotten a special medallion. And then every single year that a lady is on the team, they get a medallion. So I have 4 medallions from when I was a Raiderette. So those are my most prized possessions, because that uniform is not fitting anymore.
So do you have people come up to you and, like, when you're wearing one of your old Raiderette jackets, like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah, some people see it and they're like, oh, you're a Raiderette, and they think I'm a celebrity, and it's funny because I just grew up in a small town right outside of Sacramento, California, and I just feel like, how lucky am I to have been a part of this incredible family, this incredible
well,
organization.
It looks like we're having a little spinning issue, and let me just read some comments as together on that. So let's welcome. We have Daniel Owens with some love in our hearts. Thank you very much, Cisco. I know you mentioned that's good parenting to Allie, because she had her young man be in a Raider shirt, and he's becoming.
Oh, we lost Mother Moon. We lost Mother Moon.
Oh,
Some difficult areas. We'll be back. She'll be back. So we got Sultan on here. Let's give Harry. Harry, actually, if you watch the Spanish, he is an announcer for, I don't know how to say that, Harry. Don't be mad at me, but Harry is one of the announcers for the Raiders. Let's see what else love you got here today. Yep. Travis agrees. The Raiderettes are on top. I definitely agree.
Right.
Definitely agree.
Right. No matter what the team's doing, Raiderettes still have to be at their peak.
Yes. So I do want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. You know, I was waiting for, like, I was hoping you were going to add me back so I could be like jumping in your inbox, like, I need you to bless us. So energy is just, it's great. It's definitely, let me add Mother Moon back. Sorry. Yes, your energy was definitely needed today. And, you know, let's hope for a positive season and all that good stuff.
It is hard to be positive in these times, but like I said, it's more than what's happening on the field from Sunday to Sunday. The Raiders it's inside of all of us. I think if you're a Raider fan, you know what that means. To have been a part of this, if you've been to games or if you've watched games with other people, there's a camaraderie and there's a fellowship there that goes beyond
there is
football. I actually just a couple of weeks ago attended the Sacramento Raider Rooters event in Sacramento, and just the love and the friendship that you feel there, it's incredible, and it's beyond football. It's beyond football. Raiders, and the
it's
Raider
more than a
family.
franchise. We do say that it's more than franchise. Definitely,
It is more than a franchise.
We have met so many people. You know, we go to the kids' birthday parties. We've been to weddings and unfortunately to some funeral services. But once you get to know your Raider, and in our case, we're doing the sisterhood, the Raiderette Hood, show, that you're bonded. You really are. I mean, your energy is infectious. We love it, and we just want to show the power of women as well. So I understand when you say that, it's that sisterhood.
Absolutely, and just empowering women. Thank you for what you all are doing, and women in football. I think it's so important because there are so many of us that are fans, not just because our husbands are fans or because our significant others are fans, but we love football too.
Yeah, we do. That part. We have to empower the females, you know, because we love the sport, we know the sport, right? And we're part of it. We are definitely part of the fan base and the whole organization, right? Where the females are what make the world go round.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. I would love to join you again if you'll have me again. And I hope you all have a great rest of your evening.
Ellie, I have a question.
Oh, yes.
We sent you some swag. Did you receive it yet?
I haven't gotten it yet, but I will definitely be checking for it.
Check your mail. I hope you love it. If it's from all the ladies, Lady T, Raider Rosie, B, Spicy Raider Girl, myself, we sent you a little something. So enjoy.
You all are the sweetest. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Oh, Lady T, she's great. I just love the energy. Oh, hey, babe, you're still there. I love her. And I just, I think Adriana's the one that says that the smile is there. You got to be on point. And it's just not obviously for the games, because everyone we've talked to, they've all had this beautiful smile that they share with us.
So her and I've been following her on social media for a while, and, I couldn't send her a message until we were mutually friends, and she commented on somebody else's thing. And I was like, oh my God, you need to add me. We need you on the show. 'Cause her energy is just, it's great. Right. Like, she's so energetic. She's just like, I was like, I need her on the show. Like, she needs to come. Raider Rosie.
Raider Rosie in the house. Hey girl.
Yes, her energy was just great. I mean, this is just off her videos, and I was like, as soon as she commented, I was like, I need her. So Raider Rosie, what are you thinking about Carr?
Cry? You mean Derek Cry?
Derek Carr. Derek Cry. Derek.
Hey everybody. What's up, Raider? You know what? I don't want to call him that, because that was heartfelt, and I felt it. That was heartfelt. He's fed up. I think in the beginning he really had high hopes for the coach, like we all did, or some of us did. He's been let down. He's been let down just as us fans have been let down. And it hurts. You know, if you think about when he mentioned what they put their bodies through over and over and over again, it hurts. I mean, they probably, I'm going to leave that comment alone. But I think he's lost faith, not in his team, but in his coaching staff. And that hurts, especially when you know you have a few more games left. And with that coaching staff, you're going to be the laughing stock of the NFL. That hurts.
And that's why I think coming up, he's going to start doing a little something we haven't seen him do. I think he's going to break away a little bit. I hope he does.
Yeah, I agree. You know, as much as everybody was making,
sounds like he was.
I agree, though. As much as everybody was making fun of him for laughing, for a grown man to go on national television and show that he's passionate, you know, like, yes, we could feel however we need to feel about him, but Carr's been with us for the last 9 seasons. This is home to him. It's his passion. It's where he's been, and he's actually brought a lot more to the Raiders. Yes, we haven't made it to the playoffs in a long time, but we've been to the playoffs since we've had Carr there, right? So Lewis wants to come on the show, but Lewis, this is a ladies' show.
They can come on. I think the guys have a show whenever they produce one. Yeah, we'll let you know.
This week.
But I love Harry Riz's comment here.
Yeah, the Raiders might lose, but the Raiderettes are undefeated. I agree. Even, yep.
Good.
Yes. But I do. I feel like the reality is starting to hit, you know, like I said, this was supposed to be a different season. This was supposed to be a different year. We were supposed to have a completely different outcome. Now, do I think we're going to go back to 2006 and replay 2006 this year? Yes, definitely. You know, we finished off that season 2-14. Now this year we're going to be 2-15. I mean, we can't Yes, I agree. We do. At least we have each other for the fan base, right? We all support each other and all that. But I just feel like McDaniels was supposed to come in and he sold us all these false hopes, these, you know, lost dreams with no meaning to it. To eventually we might pull it together, but for our season to be the way it is this year, it's sad. I mean, you could understand, you could feel Carr's pain that day, you know, like when he said, you know, like, I'm just mad, and I get it. Like, we're mad. We've invested a lot into this team, and we're not the quarterback, right? But where are we gonna lead in the next couple of years, right? Like, we can say we're gonna replace Carr, but there's not a whole lot of talent coming in behind him. Yes, there's a handful of quarterbacks that are ready to, you know, be signed and all that, but are they going to be able to bring us to that playoffs? Are they going to be able to get us to that red zone? Are they going to be able to mesh with the rest of the team? And are they going to be able to understand McDaniel's play calling?
You talking about Stidham?
I'm talking about if we brought in a whole new quarterback, separate from Carr, separate from Stidham, brought in a whole new quarterback, because that's what McDaniels is doing. He wants to build around his players who he chooses.
Yeah. They're going for that first round draft pick, and that sucks because you have a team, you put money into Carr, you put money into Waller, there's money in what's his name? The new guy, number 17, Adams. Like, you think they were investing in the team, but it's really a ruse. They have something up their sleeve, and then unfortunately, Derek Carr is the scapegoat.
Yeah.
No, he's the scapegoat. Everybody's talking about, I mean, it means that he has heart, he's a leader, and he cares. I cry sometimes too. I cry instead of punching a wall, especially when I'm in front of a bunch of people. I have to maintain myself. He probably wants to punch a wall. There were some things he said that was very unsettling to me. One of them, he said, in the huddle, he said, "I'll tell my guys it's going to hurt, but let's do this." What does he mean by that? He knows the plays are shit. He knows that's going to be very hard to win with the playbook he's been handed. And it sucks, but as a leader, he's like, listen, guys, I know it's going to be hard, but because what can we do when they're calling plays like that?
See,
another thing he said that bothered me was when he said Josh yells at me. He yells at me and yells at me, and I just take it. What has Carr done in the past 9 games or 10 weeks that makes you yell and cuss him out? You just got here, dude. You just got here. Carr has a commitment to excellence. You haven't adopted that ideology, and you're yelling at Carr like, well, who is this guy? I'm so upset at him, and I don't know.
But he's fantastic.
That should have been our drinking word. Carr's 15th in the league, right? He completed 24 out of 38 of his passes, no picks, 138 yards. No, 248 yards. Our last game. Now, had we had shut down, Mother Moon, because we know Mother Moon got her secret admirers in here.
There he is. What's up, Raider Twine?
So let me go back to this comment, King Savage. Jimmy G he's a second string quarterback for the Niners due to the fact that nobody else wanted to sign him. So he ended up waiving his contract, staying with the Niners because he didn't have a home, right? So what if we did that with DC? What if we voided that contract, re-signed him as a second string, basically, right? And we get back some of that cap. And maybe he'll come back with the season just like Jimmy G's coming back with this season with the Niners. What if Carr brings that? What if Carr's the one who can, if we can get that momentum and we can get them all on the same page and we could do what Jimmy G is doing, because let's face it, a lot of the Niner fans are waiting for Lance to come back. But Lance is not the guy.
He's not coming. Yeah, even if he is, he's not the guy.
Yeah.
But what you're saying, I hear what you're saying, Lady T. You're saying take the pressure off Carr. Let him rest mentally. Take that off of him. Put it on the team since you're using him as a scapegoat, and let's see how well you do.
Yeah.
I get it. I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll give up the money. It's not about the money for him.
Yeah. I feel like the heart is right here, right? And we bring in these players, but are they Raiders at heart? And just because they like football doesn't mean they understand the Raider Nation energy, the vibes, any of that stuff, right? Not everybody's meant to be a Raider player. And I get it. They're trying to bring in a more disciplined locker room. They're trying to bring in a more disciplined practice. They're trying to bring in a more disciplined team, which we do need, especially with our guys being young and in Vegas. We need to switch up some of the things, and they do need that discipline, right?
Mm-hmm. They do.
They do.
Practice, a couple more hours a week. Watch the tapes a little bit longer. Keep watching them. Like, do what you need to do to excel in your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do we think about, if we want to move on and want to talk about Carr a little bit more, I think.
Well, let's go to McDaniel, what was this?
Coming up towards the end here. So what do we think about next week's game?
I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
No one's thinking about it.
I'm not.
If we don't talk about it, maybe it won't, we won't lose.
Wishful thinking.
Send them to the Bunny Ranch before the game. Oh, Hefe, there you go. They need 20 years of more military training. Ooh. I agree.
Bunny Ranch.
Bringing in that military discipline will help our players stay focused and out of trouble. I do agree, but I also feel like everybody's pointing the fingers. Every player needs to execute every down. Every player needs to bring their A game every freaking game, right? We can't just constantly keep blaming Carr, because if we got the ball and nobody's blocking for the receiver or Josh Jacobs or whatever, we're not stopping the run game, right? We're not protecting our quarterback. So it takes the offense, it takes the defense, it takes our centers, it takes our corners, it takes everybody to do their part. So
we're not recovering fumbles.
Yeah. And we haven't thrown a pick six. We haven't thrown an interception, right? So
what does it say?
Raiders are renegades, not military.
That's right.
Football's also not for the weak either, right? Cool Kev, like not anybody could be a football player. And just because you understand the game doesn't mean you're head coach material, right? Just because you know how to play the game or the game works doesn't mean you know how to call the right plays. But we are up at 7:30. Do we want to keep it going or?
Yeah, get some. If we can keep going, Raider Rosie, you have some other thoughts on that? I know we have a few other notable topics that we have not touched on. So if you want to put in another 15 or so, that's up to you. It's your show.
Yeah, let's talk about those notable topics.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Oh, well, okay. The next one, we were talking about the lame ass half sack at midpoint by Jones. What do you guys think about that? That's almost like when you play horseshoes, right? It doesn't count.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this as lighthearted as I can, but I'm sitting there looking like I'm watching the Benny Hill show. Like nobody, are you going to do it? And then you accidentally don't, you know what I'm saying? It's just like watching the Benny Hill show. They're just spoofing us. You know what I'm saying? It's not a real game. They're playing like it's not a real game.
Yeah, you have to finish the play and you have to finish the game. And we're not finishing the game strong. I want to say Devontae is the one who said, everybody has to put in their work.
He did.
Everybody has to do their jobs. So
a half taking some guy down halfway sack doesn't count. Nope.
Like the Jets.
Okay.
The Jets, I think, are in our same boat this year. Or it was either last year or this year. They're on our same boat, and they have a new coach. They turned everything around. Next year, they're going to probably be a very powerful team that we have to watch out for, right? So why can't we get on the same page? What are we lacking? I think Baby Davis sits back and lets the coaches do their things, and he talks highly of them, and he has that faith that they're going to keep it going. But it's like, are we going to be in 10 years having the same conversation that we're having now, that we're having tonight?
I believe so. And I say that because Davis is the owner, but does he really know football? Right?
No, he doesn't. He even has said that so long ago, right?
So he's making decisions that he really doesn't know are beneficial to the team. Why do you think Al Davis kept the team until he died?
Well, because it's his team. It's his baby, right? And unfortunately, he spawned Baby Davis. That just wasn't this is so wrong. But if it was my team, I would want a son that would be more powerful. Absolutely. And just not just be on the coattails of what I've done. I just don't think, the wife's a little ill, or his mother, Baby Davis's mom. I don't think she's capable.
Oh, right.
So
she's sick.
Family, yeah. So, and I'm thinking he's basically the only one to carry on the name.
Right, but
I don't know. Is there someone else?
But my own answer to that is that you're right, Mother Moon. It's his team, is his baby, and he knew he raised the softie.
Yeah.
He knew that his Baby Davis didn't have the heart nor the haircut to take us and carry our commitment to excellence.
Right.
Well, look at Davis says, as far as Josh goes, I have no issues. I'm getting to know him a lot better. When you sign someone to a contract, don't you expect him to fulfill that contract? I like Josh. I think he's doing a fantastic job. You have to look at where he came from and where we're going. Where are we going?
Where did he come from? Didn't he fail at his last 2 coaching positions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's where he came from. I mean, if you want to go way back, I don't know. Maybe he did well at one time.
He did well when he was not a head coach. He was not a head coach, so that's when he did well, right? Like, I mean,
for him to say that, like where we are and where we're going, let's not forget last year we were a playoff team. We went to the playoffs.
How did we get there?
Versace.
Yeah. And also lucky we had one more game. Right?
Right.
So that was that. Sorry.
We did have the extra.
Y'all aren't saying car enough. I got some good reach on my own.
Yeah, you're right. And so, where are we going, Lady T? Down the drain, down to the dumps?
Yeah, like McAdams said, or Adam says, it's just about a matter of executing when it's time. We got to complete a game, all 60 minutes, every minute of the game, giving it all you got. And can every player say that right now? There's 11 guys.
No.
On each side of the field.
That for a reason.
Yeah. So, and I think that was his way of not just saying it's just the coach. I think there's a bigger picture going on here. I think there's more to this. So
there's resistance from the team.
Yeah.
Probably resistance from the coaches. I don't know. It's like they just, sometimes you kind of go on strike, but you're not on strike, but you refuse to do your whole job. They're kind of just.
Yeah. See,
that's
and like I was saying, is Derek Carr, he's 4,729. Ken Stabler, 2,481. Rich Gannon, 2,448 yards, right? So Carr is our number 1 quarterback that we've had.
Right.
He's gotten us far. Now, have we gotten to good coaches solve problems? I agree with you for the first time, Hefe. Good coaches do solve problems. And that's our problem is we don't have a coach that can figure out where, sorry, Mother Moon.
Okay. She cut me.
Y'all are having fun. I always love this show, but remember there are people, us, that do not accept anything. We shouldn't be accepting anything besides W's this year. We should not be accepting anything that is not getting us to that red zone. Like our coaches, and I keep trying to be optimistic and I keep trying to find the faith in McDaniels. And that's why in the beginning of the show, Raider Rosie, I was saying that I went out and I pulled, when I was part of ran my U team, I had to do all of the certification that the coaches had to do. So I have all my football coaches books and all of that stuff. So I pulled out my books this weekend because I'm trying to look at it from a youth coach perspective to kind of understand where McDaniels is coming from, because I can't understand. I just, and I've been listening to a lot of his interviews and I just don't see the heart in him. I don't see the leadership in him.
Oh. People want to talk about Waller just sitting on that money, but it seems like McDaniels got a huge contract and he's just not really doing his job. He's just kind of sitting on that money.
So with that said, do you think overall, it's hard to say, their bodies take a beating. I know this, they do the work, but do you think they come in too much money on their plate? Or, I mean, shouldn't you earn you won one game, you get another $200,000. You win another game, you get another $400,000. I don't know. But does it seem like you just, here's your money, win or lose?
So what you're saying is they should have incentives.
Yeah.
So many yards, so many catches, so many rushing. I mean, like, I could see that. You got incentives. If you make it to this far, you get a bonus, right?
Right, but if they don't, but if you're not throwing the ball, then there's all this other blah blah, right? You can't.
Well, everyone has their own. I would think each team has their own benchmarks. They all, you know what I'm saying? Everybody are rated by something.
Something. Instead of just giving them these millions of dollars and being so young and in Vegas, and it's just, driving around their world races SUVs that we see all the time, and these beautiful cars. Yes, you earn it. Everybody, you earn it. It's everybody has different budgets, which is fine, but come on, I think it's a lot for the young guys to really put in 100%.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with this comment that Cool Kev said. Carr, Waller, and Renfro didn't deserve any pay increases. They have not done much to justify the contracts. I agree.
Cool Kev, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just going to give you.
I definitely agree. Like, if you're not going to put in the work, why are we going to sign the papers?
Well, then what about Waller? He's been, yes, he's hurt, but he's getting that, and he hasn't played.
Well,
right?
I'll pull back one of my previous comments, and I'll say Waller is definitely his injury is at a higher level than what we thought. And, us from the sidelines, we like to judge before we actually do our homework a lot of the time. So that's where I'm going to backtrack my comment that, yes, he is hurt. Even his dad put out a post saying, my son's really hurt. I can't believe that the nation would be bashing him the way they are, which I agree. As a parent, you want to stand up for your kid, right? You want to make it make sense to where everybody else understands that he's not just signing the contract and not playing because, he has a new kitty in his life. You know what I mean? But, but he is really hurt. But should we have signed that contract? I don't think so. I feel like Carr was like, all right, the contract was signed. I'm good. We're written in stone. And now he's realizing that the whole season, we're tanking and you might not be here next year. Like, that's all I'm saying. So their bodies don't take a beating like a soldier. Yes, all their dollars should be accumulated by earnings. I agree.
That's a good one. To your point, Mother Moon, I think that Devontae Adams, he came to play. He came to earn that money. There are some who probably got too much money, but he knows who he is. And he's like, if this is what you want, let's sign the papers. I'm going to give it to you. And he's not able to be that playmaker.
I think he came to play. I think that's what he did. He came to play. He loves the game. He's out here trying to prove himself. The playoffs and the Super Bowl, that's always a hit or miss, right? Some years you get lucky, some years you don't. You can have an all-star team, but not have an all-star record. And that's what we've been saying since the beginning is our stats say different about who we are. But after last weekend's game, a couch coach, like, you could put me in.
Right.
That's why you're on Omar. We had that on last night.
Right. But I like what you said, Lady T, because you think about it, Jacobs, he's third in the NFL for rushing yards.
Yeah.
Like, we have the makings of an all-star team. We absolutely do. But our stats don't, our action plays now, they don't really make up to all-star plays. They don't speak for who we really are as a team.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying, but
read what it says, please, T.
I see what you're saying, but it's the market. They were all worth $1 prior to the season antics. And then Dirty says, wrong one, sorry. Dirty says it all boils down to defense, IMO. Sultan says it's like when Moss had
defense fell apart. Defense fell apart.
Not my man.
Yeah, Kerry
Collins. Crosby comes to play. He comes to win.
2004, Kerry Collins, right? Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Are we reliving 2006 and 2018? I mean, that's what I feel like we're doing. The only difference between 2018 and today is we have 2 wins. 2018, we went home with a whole bunch of donuts. We were hungry for those donuts, but that's about it.
Right.
Going back to 2006, we were a 2-14 team. So that's what I'm saying. We keep reliving history.
Well, who's the owner in those years? You gotta think about like who's calling shots here. Who's calling the shots here? Who's hiring these coaches?
Hi, Mother Moon. Welcome back.
I don't know. I think it's stormy right here, like the weather. So I don't know. So here I am. Sorry, everyone. Keep popping off.
So Raider Travis says Carr has never held out for more as opposed to taking a team-friendly contract. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis says, just got to get to the playoffs, which our Raiders will not do. It's easy. Show up and show out, or stay home and shut up.
That's it. That's simple.
Okay, this season is looking like Moss and Stu, 2006.
Yeah.
Right? 2006 was a struggle year for us. 2007, 2008, we got Jamarcus Russell. Things slowly started to turn around, but 2006, we're reliving it. Our O-line's still weak. I agree. Dirty says, no Crosby. It's the only bright spot out there. Yeah.
I know.
Crosby is. He is. Yeah. He
He
apologized for his team. He said, you guys you deserve better than that.
He did.
Like, he's giving his all, and he's also disappointed.
He's disappointed, and he let the nation know, like, I feel your pain, and I'm sorry that you're going through this. No one else has apologized. Not that I guess apology is needed, but
when the players leave, we're still here. Us fans, right? So what about us? I feel like Davis needs to put out a whole like therapy session for the Raider fans, because you hurt our hearts every freaking year.
This is therapy.
We'll never do it again.
So if you ever miss the show after a game, or maybe the next morning, especially like after the game, we usually try to pop on really quick, and that's the therapy. Say what you got to say.
Yeah.
So even at our jobs, we are not paid on a sliding scale, whether hourly or salary. We get paid the market. So okay, let's look at them
very true.
Right? They're salespeople. If you can perform, then we'll give you those $1 million contracts. If you can't perform, get back on the fucking sidelines. Sit on the bench until you can come out there and execute your plays. Until you can come out there and you guys can play as a team. You can get that ball to the red zone, right? Our defense is what controls the game. Offense wins the game, but it takes both sides. Each game we're coming in and we're taking our foot off the gas and we're depending on our defense. Well, our defense is going to get winded because at practice, are they practicing all 4 quarters, all 60 minutes? Like,
I mean, that's the thing, that you have to play to the end. You have to play to the end of each quarter, to the end of the halftime, till the end. No matter what you do in life, you don't give up.
Yeah. But it's, going back to those contracts, if you can't perform 3 seasons in a row, and I get it. Football is a very hard sport on our bodies, right? And the concussion levels have gotten up. All of that stuff has gone up. So, I mean, this year, there's nothing to look for more this year. It's on to the next year, right? Cool Keith, he threatened to leave if McKenzie didn't give him that $1 million contract. Carr, well, you're not bringing us those W's, so it is what it is. Lewis, looks like 4-13 teams to me. I could have swore our Raiders were going to be at least 10-7 at least this season. I agree.
Yeah. Coming from a playoff season, we had a great second half season, and here we are now.
Yep, I agree. Raider Nation is forever, and we together are our own self-builders. I agree.
Yeah.
Travis, we have the talent on the Raiders to be better than the Eagles, but our defense and offense play calling is bad. The Commanders just took out the Eagles, and the Commanders are being sued. There's all kinds of fuckery. Yes, with them. But that's kind of the play of our season last year, right? We were going through all kinds of BS, but we still pulled through at the end. And this year we have all the weapons and we can't pull through. But
okay.
Till the end, Mother Moon.
Till the end.
Maybe Lady T, to your point, we should have a trauma or something. I mean, no, I'm not trying to jinx the team, but seems like they work well under pressure. So maybe they need some kind of controversy to light up fire under them.
But we've showed up almost every game this year. We've showed up almost every game this year. We've just came up short 6 of the games. And our season, like, we're playing the Broncos this weekend.
Yeah.
6 of those games, it came down to a 1-play loss. All it takes is 1 play. We would have won the game. 6 of those out of 7 games. I mean, we got a shutout, but you know what I'm saying? Like that fumble. Whew. I mean, it was 1 play. It just came down to 1 play losses.
Yeah.
We showed up. We're doing the best we can, but guess what? It's not enough.
I don't like the best we can.
That's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
Yeah, Goodell's being sued with the Commanders, but I mean, they have cooking. At best, we should be 6-1.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you know, that's the season that we're in, and that's where we are this year. So
Someone in the chat line tell us what their prediction is for the game coming up. Let's get some positive prediction out there. And let's make it win. I mean, let's put the vibes. Let's say nothing like 17-0 to start. Don't even. That's
you know, I'm so in my feelings this year that I even stopped like doing my football pool because I'm just like, everybody sucks. Everybody sucks. I'm just not doing it anymore. So Lewis says controversy is going to feed the big pictures W, not Raiders.
Well, the controversy, do you think that the players are seeing all of us, the fans, talk about them? Do you think they read all the Twitter and all that, thinking, you know, they're just, you know, the fans are there with them to the end? Yes, I know, like Raider Travis, he is like, he'll tell you from beginning to end. Of course, we're all there, right? We are there to the end, always be a Raider fan. But do you think they're listening to say, wow, this week, the fans are really pissed off? I think, like in the locker room, are you hearing what they're saying about us out there? I mean, do you think they're finally getting how we feel?
I think they do actually hear, because I've seen a couple articles or interviews where they said they hear us Raiders, and I feel like they listen to a lot of our podcasts. You know, that's why Carr went on there, was like, Lady T, you said we don't have heart, so I'm gonna come on here crying and show you I got mad heart. You know?
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. We have been saying that for how long? Like, get pissed off, Carr. Show some emotion. Don't say it's just a game.
Right.
Lots of film. Show some heart. So maybe he is listening to us.
Yeah. Hopefully he is, because Carr, just win, baby. Just win. We need some W's this season, you know, whether it's your last season or not. Let's finish off strong. It's not how we started, it's how we finished. So let's get those. We're not making the playoffs, but let's get those first strings. So, you know, Travis says 24-21. Sultan says we might as well get the top 3 picks and we out already. I agree. That's where we are. We're focusing on next year. So, all right, ladies, we've gone over. So to the chat, thank you for showing us love. Make sure you guys like and subscribe the page.
Thank you to Ellie. She was fantastic. Those who came in late, please watch again. Go and see our fabulous Raiderette that joined us earlier in the show, Miss Ellie. So sweet. So sweet.
Yeah, her energy was definitely great.
And continue to watch, you know, every Tuesday. Hopefully we're continuing to do a Tuesday Roundtable Raiderette show. I know, like I said, the fellas have their show. Omar is doing his GM show.
We're back on Tuesday next week, right? Because we only switched today, so Ali can.
We accommodated her schedule, and of course, we're happy to do so. But if you haven't liked already, please do so. Tell a friend, subscribe, and I think we have a super chat down there if you want to just, you know, buy us a little drink here. Well, once we're all together in Vegas, we will definitely celebrate and salute you. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, ladies, we go out one way and
only one way. Keep going.
And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK, California, dreaming in the Golden State, Alameda County, right here by the bay.
Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. That's right. Representing super in the block, and Mr. Manuel Flacho is here.
With our show is Nanny Pity from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas to Mexico City.
Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation.
Raider Nation. Raider Nation. And I'm the spicy girl and the mother known. And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK, Alameda County, right here by the bay, California, dreaming in the Golden State. And you can find me in that east side, representing that east side. We rep that shit.
Hey, bye y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Don't forget to come back next Tuesday.
Stay on the line, ladies.
Okay.
Bye.